and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday. This is a weekly show which covers all the news from Star Citizen over the past week. I am your host, Mac, so let's get on with it. This week, we get a big ship update. We check out the progress on the Misc Razor, plus Squadron 42 composer Geoff Zanelli is the featured guest on Reverse the Verse. So this week's ATV was titled The Origin of Spaceships, basically talking about where the spaceship ideas come from. I have done a video a while back breaking down the ship pipeline and explaining each step of the pipeline of how ships come to life from concept up to completion. The link is below if you'd like to see that one. It was kind of a big ship shape ATV, which is excellent. They spoke to all the members of the ship teams, then they spoke to Chris Roberts and many others who discuss how ships are born and the inspiration which brings them to life. We did have a big ship update as well, talking about some of the ships that were missed out of the holiday sale. The Aegis Avenger rework, which we have seen in Squadron 42. This was obviously completed for Squadron 42, but now the PU team need to get it ready for the persistent universe. In Squadron 42, it's an advocacy ship, so there needs to be some variation for the persistent universe civilian version of this. It's in final modelling and tweaking stage right now, along with the Eclipse, which is also in final modelling. The Hammerhead is in full production now as well. It's currently in the kit bash of remaining interiors, basically taking all the pieces that make up the ship, or the interior of the ship, and then slotting them together. It does utilise a lot of the work done on the Idris, so it shouldn't take them too long. They'll soon be starting work on the exterior damage setup as well, so that's coming along very quickly. The Mustang Alpha and the Origin 600i is in the final modelling and tweaking stage too, so they are very, very far along as well. They did say that this stage can be one of the most time-consuming, but it's all good progress, and it's obviously ships are coming to fruition a lot quicker than they used to. Now, the Anvil Hurricane is in grey box surfacing. The Vandal Blade and the Constellation Phoenix is in grey box modelling. The F8 Lightning is in the white box final approval phase. The Razor, the Terrapin, the Reclaimer and the Cyclone have all jumped ahead to flight prep. The ship art is complete. Now it's just the UI, the tech setup, the effects and the audio. But once that's done, they are practically complete. I would expect that by March, these four vehicles, so the Misc Razor, the Anvil Terrapin, the Tumbril Cyclone and the Aegis Reclaimer, should be somewhere close to fully complete. So I'm confident, if not all of them, at least one of them will be making its way into 3.1. My fingers are crossed for them all to make it. After the ship update, they had a look at the Razor, the Misc Razor. This is the a sort of a dedicated racing ship. It utilises Jan tech with it being Misc, kind of a hybrid of human Jan tech. So it's Misc have this deal with the Jan. They can use certain tech that they have on their ships, so that's why we see some unusual ships from Misc. The M50, think of that more as the rally car, sort of quick at turning, whereas the Razor is more an F1 style sort of ship. Quicker in a straight line, but not as nimble. Very much inspired by F1 cars, sports cars, and hypercars. It has your basic weaponry of, I think it was 2 size 1 weapons. I think it's the M3 bearings. Very cool cockpit animations with 3 different glass panels sliding out so that you can get in. The cockpit seems to have good visibility. It's obviously not 100% finished yet, but it appears to have a single panel directly in front of the pilot. There may be some more panels like we've seen in the concept images, but the 3D makeup doesn't sort of seem so. The throttle and the stick have some nice sort of armrests to them. Personally, it looks super incredible, especially when we see it flying around the planets. I'm not any good at racing, but this ship makes me want to get better. Anyway, that was ATV. Very cool that we're having these ship updates. I'll obviously keep you informed of any ship updates and movements that happen, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. I believe next week we are having the Squadron 42 update for ATV, so that will be an exciting time. Anyway, let's move on to RTV. Just a quick reminder, we still have a Banu Merchantman to give away. This giveaway will be ending at the end of this month. The link to the giveaway is the top link in the description. Massive thank you to the Black Suns organisation, which are the second link. If you are looking to join an organisation, I highly suggest checking these guys out. They are a Banu-orientated opportunist org, and it is thanks to them that we have this Banu Merchantman to give away. So big thank you to those guys. Make sure you keep an eye on my Twitch, my YouTube and my Twitter, as in February, courtesy of Raiden Dragon Gaming and his organisation, we have a shed load of giveaways happening. Make sure you follow me in all those areas in order to keep track. So on Reverse the Verse this week, the featured guest was the composer for Squadron 42, Geoff Zanelli. Now, he has worked with Chris Roberts before on films like Outlander. His most recent work is on the latest Pirates of the Caribbean. He was actually, in 1994, Hans Zimmer's intern. So a very, very accomplished guy. Definitely worth listening to. I won't go into details about it because he just talks about how he creates music, what he likes, what he does, what his inspiration is, and so forth. Definitely worth checking out if you're into that sort of thing. The link will be below in the description. So also this week we had a new Empire report titled Stranded in Vandal Space. This was an interview with a Navy pilot who survived being stranded in Vandal Space, strangely enough. Definitely worth reading. There is a t-shirt design poll currently running. It closes on the 31st of January, and you get to choose between an Adris shirt similar to the Polaris design that we've seen, a cool yellow-black Dragonfly t-shirt, or the Jean Beasties in the House tee that we saw at CitizenCon. I went for the Dragonfly. Make sure that you get your vote in before the 31st. Finally, a new Bug Smashers is available where Mark A. Bent goes into creating the framework that will allow multiple ships to spawn in-game with little to no lag, so that is highly important. So I just want to give a big shout out to all my patrons. Your support is very much appreciated and I cannot thank you all enough. Patrons help me cover costs like the software that I use to make the videos and help towards hardware needed to keep up the ever-evolving tech needed to run Star Citizen. If you like what I do and want to help me more directly, please follow the link to my Patreon page to learn more. It is very much appreciated. So that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to the subscribers and the patrons as you make this possible. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitch, Twitter and Instagram, and I shall see you next time.